All right. I want to talk to you all about the lost art of sports. I'm going to call this the title Ultimate Entertainment System, like Nintendo Entertainment System, but ultimate, right? The ultimate, the last video game system ever. Now, I saw this article, I saw this news segment years ago, and I can't remember when I saw it. But I saw it. Now, I'm going to talk about a sport I'm starting to follow now, and I'll probably just subscribe to this one. But this is Las Vegas Gunfights. And sometimes it's called Las Vegas Gunfights versus MMA. So you got mixed martial artists in police gear, or actually like Kevlar armor. And you got police officers, you got combat people who do combat, stunt people, stunt doubles. You got all kinds of people who just want to get hurt. Okay. Now, um, Now, this has been the continuous debate with Donald Trump in charge. We should not have a problem with women staying in women's sports, men staying in men's sports, in the exceptions of like Pokemon card tournaments and chess tournaments and maybe playing a little bit of Scrabble, Scrabble tournaments. Men and women can come, they, them can all, we can all come together to play Scrabble tournaments. Why not? Vegas games, right? Men and women's poker. However, there's an exception. In this segment here, you have a female police officer whose job it is to go out there and hopefully not have to kill anybody, but she has to be trained to kill people. So you got women in there fighting men. So in this rare instance, this is okay because yes, there are people that get hurt, but part of a policewoman's reputation is you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt on the job. So here they got uh, their rubber bullets. They're dangerous rounds, but you have to treat them like even though they're real guns, you have to treat them with real bullets and real ammo, right? So people shoot these rubber bullets at each other. Everybody's wearing Kevlar, some sort of protection. They're walking around. This is like Doom. This is like Wolfenstein, Call of Duty, right? But in real life, you're wearing all this face gear. You're running around the oil drums, the gasoline drums. You're going behind boxes. You're trying to find cover. Um, the only thing that's missing are like high points, like high tower, watchtower points. So you can get because once you get to a high point, then you can shoot anybody, right? But what I would do with that is like you get a referee in there, right? So a referee, like if you find a key and you open the door, then you go up the stairs, and then you could go on the high tower. And then the referee gives you like 5 seconds to shoot at anybody, and then the referee says, "Okay, now get out. Hey, hey, that's it." And then he sends you back down into the field. So that'd be kind of cool. Like little inventive things like this. Yeah, your heart rate goes. Yeah, there's so many cool things about this. So I saw this and I remember life. Oh yeah, this is a woman fighting a man. Yeah, this is the one rare time where a man and a woman could fight each other. It's not about being woke, but it's just about uh, it's good combat. A woman. It's not the same thing as when a woman is playing basketball with a man. That's the thing that we're not talking about that, but it's like an officer versus an officer, right? So you got a MMA trainer here, UFC trainer. So this is Pete Bento, and so it's a combination of different jujitsu, karate, judo, and shooting guns. A dog over there. Is there a dog? So they're doing different things here. It's like, okay, close combat shooting. And this is so good. Now, this was LasVegasGunfights.com, which is no longer around. And this took a little bit of research from me because I actually looked it up all last night because I wanted to see what was going on with all this. So they're doing a little bit of training here. There's not many videos in Las Vegas Gunfights YouTube channel, so there's very little. I'm hoping. Well, we'll get into it in a minute. But yeah, see, this is the four. So this is the playground. Okay, you got blue cans. You got places to hide around, beams to hide around. So it's pretty interesting. Okay, so here's a Halloween special where they have to now use night vision or like what is it? only cops said you don't want to use flashlights when you're in tunnels because that gives away your location. But if two people are using flashlights, then what do you do, right? So there's different examples of when you're shooting in the dark. So this is the ultimate first person shooter. Prepare to shoot your way out. Oh my god. And a gunfight experience you'll never forget. Blackout. Oh god. Oh man, we missed that. Here is a Justin versus Angelo tactical fast draw. So you have to shoot the balloons off the head. So I think Angelo got it right. Oh yeah, Justin got it. Round 2, Justin got it. So what happened to this? Let's see. Let's see who gets it. Oh, now you got him. So here's how it goes here. This is from McNally from March 14, 2020. Nevada has officially banned all combat sports events indefinitely. The UFC using the Apex facility is out of the question now. This may be the last card we see for a while from Brasilia. And I put this last night. Now I know what happened to the MMA versus Las Vegas gunfight arenas. Slamming the plexiglass, shaking my head. That's pretty. So you slam the plexiglass when somebody gets a hit, right? Or you take out the opponent. Yeah, I think if you hit the opponent 3 times with paint or some sort of with a projectile sort of paint or whatever it is, then the opponent's out. So they try to figure out ways to make it as legal as possible. And they were doing everything right. But my research has turned up very little as to what exactly happened. So there was a shooting. You remember during Trump's first administration, there was shooting at the hotel in Vegas. So a lot of things went wrong. I don't know what it is. I don't know if Trump can somehow bring back combat sports in Las Vegas. I don't know what happened. Now, if somebody in that gunfight business has saved their money, you could have gone to Texas by now. In Texas, they don't give a shit. You want to use fake guns or real guns in combats, you want to do some sort of thing with MMA, there is no way Texas would not cancel this. Texas would not cancel it. So if it could be done in Texas, why not? Why not do it? Maybe that's the way to bring it back. So it's unfortunate, but Las Vegas gunfights has been gone for 4 years. And even though I don't follow my father's footsteps, I'm not a gun owner. To watch other people do this as a sport, watching as an observer, I appreciate it very much. So that's the little breaking of bread I could do with my father now that he's been gone for 20 years. But rest in peace to Las Vegas gunfights versus MMA. Now, what I do want to show you is a little bit of what's called armored MMA, and I'm doing a follow on that on YouTube. Armored MMA. So you have dudes in armor, and dames in armor. So dudes and dames in armor, male to male, female to female, of course. This is still ruled as a contact sport, so we got to follow those. We got to follow the Trump rules: male to male, female to female. Okay, that's the way it is. Joe Rogan would agree. I agree with that as well. So what you have are combination of swords, shields, axes, no mace. Though I think if a mace is ever used, you can't wrap it around the neck. You got to wrap it around the legs or the arms if you use a mace, and you can't strike above the neck. It has to be below the neck. If it were me, if I were instigating a mace, like a morning star, like a chain, like a ball and chain that you wield, right? So, like with swords, you can't thrust the swords. You can only use the swords like a bludgeon, and the shields too. You can use the shields to block. So I'm just showing you different gifts of all these different people, and it's really interesting. It's really I just discovered it. A lot of people just discovered it. This is some video game. More images. Can we show a little bit more? I might. So these are the different images. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you anything, but here's some more combat. Tap, touch tips, start the fight. Touch tips. Yeah, this is great stuff. So here comes the first guy. He's walking up. He's got a shield and sword. Yeah, it's a very kind of weird lighting here. So these are the two guys. Yeah, 10 years difference in age. Here comes the opponent. He's got the sun theme. His color's red. Well, here we go. Spencer Watto. Jimmy Shock. I'm shocked. Right. Yes. Touch the tips. Well, this will be a slideshow from here on out. And here they go. Now, what usually happens is that they get really close, and I think, because you can still get hurt. You can still have like skin damage and bone damage. You can have a fractured arm. One person got a fractured arm. You can still get hurt. Even though thrusts are not allowed, you can get your eye bruised pretty bad. Kind of look like you'll look like Jay Leno falling 60 feet off the hill. So it's a risky sport because you're wearing all that armor. And here, this guy is taking on the other guy. He's got the sword ready. He's ready, because you can use the hilt and you can club him, but you cannot thrust. So the shield and the sword cannot be used in that way. So you can use the knees. You can't hit the groin area. You got to make sure, and all the elbow and knee pads have to be in place. And here he's now, like, they got out of the lock, and they're just like swinging swords at this point. There's no rest here. With UFC, you're counting on punches and kicks. Here it's just wielding those weapons. And here it's like, this is not a good place to be in, no matter whether it's UFC or it's boxing or this. Here, just like, he's got this guy, Jimmy. I think it's Jimmy's the one in red. He's got him backed over there. He's like, that's not a place you want to be in. You do not want to get cornered like that. And we have a little bit more of sword swinging, just like they're using the swords more. You can use the shield as a weapon to push the other person back. That can work. It's how you're using the elbows, how you're using the arms. Remember, you're mostly protected. So usually the worst you get is a bruise. A little bit of fencing. Most of these fighters do fencing for practice. I never took fencing classes. I don't know how it would do it. Would it be natural for me? I don't know. I do not know. Don't know much of anything. You hear the referees in waiting, counting the seconds as to how long they can be locked in there like that before he has to go in there. He's got that yellow stick. That yellow stick's there, of course, to tell you, hey, back up, break it up. There's just sword whacking until one of them gets tired. It's probably, you can. I mean, the idea is to knock them out. You can knock one, can knock the other out. Here's the next round. A little bit here. Right here, you see that? He's using the right shoulder, the right arm, and using that shield. You have that leverage with your shoulder bone just to propel that shield up and hit him in the face. Now, that could be dangerous. You have to be very careful, though. So it has to be the side of the shield and not the point of the shield. It's almost like you're stabbing him in the eye. So, there's different types of armor. It has to match up with regulation. Maybe one day they'll probably get like visors, and like you could screw on the visors to the helmet, so that you could wear like a visor within a helmet for some added safety. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that goes through everything goes through regulation. Everything. So this is not the days of medieval times where your life is in danger. You could sacrifice your life for the princess or whatever. This is modern times. So safety first, precautions and all that. Now, not every he's got him blocked there again. Now, not every referee of every kind of. Now, this is armored MMA, so you have special armor for the referee, but there are some types of armored mixed martial arts where the referee has no armor on. And it's like, well, you should have some kind of armor on, because you never know if you could accidentally get whacked in the face with the sword or get hit with the shield or an axe. Okay, so Watch this. Watch this. He's stripping him up. He's using his leg as leverage. So that's an example of a takedown. Here he's taking him down, and just you can use the legs as leverage to pull the other fighter down. It's hard, Sometimes the blade, the sharp ends of the armor can knife into your knee, into your calves. So little things to consider when you're wearing this armor. It's just, it's really good stuff. There's yeah. So he has to get the stick in there. And it's harder to get up in that armor than you would if you were a UFC fighter. There's another takedown. I think, he's got him down. So Jimmy's got him down. It's using leverage when you're locked into the other player. So now, every time these two guys are locked into each other, now it means one's going to take the other one down. It's not just that they're stuck. So he's trying to figure out, like, how am I going to take this guy down? So now it's like desperation times. You don't want to get cornered. What is it? I saw a demonstration of there's a big YouTuber, okay? And the guy who was training him explained, when you're in the corner, if you get somebody into a corner, you're watching your 90 degrees. You're watching your 12, you're watching your 3. If you're in the middle of the ring, you have to watch everything from your 9 to 3. You have to watch all around if you can, because somebody could be up from behind you or just out of your blind shot. Just out of your between your line of sight, corner of your eye, right, your blind area. So that's going to be tough. So here it's just getting taken down. Now you're just like, the only thing you have to worry about is the floor, but you have to worry about your opponent. I think in the case the YouTuber was taking down 5 people at once. If it's 3 people versus 1, what will happen is 2 people grab your arms, and then one person just kicks you in the groin or the stomach. So you don't want you don't want a handicap 3-on-1 match. Yeah, back of the neck, back of the head, just like UFC. Yeah. Yeah, he's pinning him now. Stop fighting. Yeah, Jimmy's shocked. He shocked us all. So that's it for this installment of Ultimate Entertainment System. I don't know. I don't think we've seen the end of the gunfight MMA stuff. I know somebody's gonna. You can't do it in Vegas because Vegas, they're what they are. But nobody wants to move to Texas to revitalize it. I don't have the money and the means or the motive to do it. But somebody's going to have to do it. Somebody who is like, no, this can't be the end. We got to return somehow. Somebody will do it. I saw something about Donald Trump went to a gun store, and the guy, I think his wife, was having problems with. So there's a special gun brace, a trigger brace that helps anybody with a disability be able to shoot a gun. So if your hands cannot do it particularly well, there's a brace to help. And Biden shot down a bill allowing braces to be legal, and that you would hope Trump could legalize that. So I'm hoping 2025 will be the start of better things. I want to see better things. I think better things need to be happening here. The return of Las Vegas the return of gunfights versus MMA, and more armored MMA. Now this is coming. There's going to be a tour next year in which there's different runs. So it's part of a 30-city tour. Let's take a look. We got Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee in run 1. Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas. Definitely, you got to go to Texas, right? In run 2, New Mexico, and Arizona. Southern California, Northern California mid for run 3. So that would be mine. Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Colorado. Run 4 will be Nebraska, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Indiana. And run 5 is North Carolina, Virginia, East Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, West Pennsylvania. So no Maine, no Rhode Island, okay? I don't think North Carolina. Dakotas? So, North Carolina gets run 1 and 5. Okay. Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska. Now, New York is not in there. New Jersey is not in there either. So New York and New Jersey, you Brooklyn guys, what are you doing? You ain't getting armor in MMA. We fight out in the street, So you don't get that. Montana's not in there, obviously. Rhode Island, Delaware, no. And obviously, Las Vegas, Nevada is not in here either, so they don't want that. They don't allow that. So I will see how this goes and see if it's too expensive or not, but I would hope to see it. If it's by the time my birthday runs around, if you were to divide this into 12 by 5, right? So maybe by the time my birthday rolls around, because it's like if it's 10 weeks per run, right? 5 months. So maybe by the time like June, maybe the summertime is when we'll get Armored MMA in our cities. I would love to go see it. Maybe I'll show some of it to you, give you my review of it. I mean, just seeing it up close, that is going to be something. To just be close up, just see that fight. Those fights are. It's interesting. It's fantasy based, kind of, but it's more. It's a little more engaging than I would say mixed martial arts, Bellator, Front Street Fights, UFC. So let me know what you think of all of these things, and I'll see if I can come up with other ideas for ultimate entertainment system, including game shows, best of game shows, 70s game shows, 80s game shows, whatever it is, Japanese game shows.